You will win if you don't quit. Even a broke clock is right twice a day. As you go through the challenges of life and you look at it and embrace whatever comes to you, don't run from it. Step toward it. Don't try and duck it like most people do. See, most people want it easy. See, easy come, easy what? Easy go. See, but when you go at what you're going to deal with and you deal with the difficulties of it, when you handle those hard things close at hand, making those hard decisions right now that you don't want to make, learning those things that you don't like to do, but you know that in order for you to get where you want to go, this is one of the hoops that you have to flip through. And I'm saying to you, whatever you got to do, do it, because if you don't, life is going to whoop you until you surrender. You have something that you brought to the universe. And that if you decide that my life deserves my developing this what I do well, and becoming the best at it and mastering myself and seeing what I have within me, if you decide to drop your buckets where you are and develop your gifts, I grant you, you'll never ever be without. I grant you that your gifts will take you places that will literally amaze you. I grant you that if you begin to work to develop your gifts, you'll develop a strong sense of happiness. You'll get a larger vision of yourself, because part of beginning to get a larger vision of yourself, all of us need some area of our lives where we can have a feeling of competence. That people know when they think about this area, that's something you do. That you eat and sleep that. And that you do that. You do that.
I want you to know that you matter. Yep, I said it. You. Not anybody else, but you. You matter. When you wake up in the morning, I want you to know what you do matters. When you brush your teeth in the morning, I want you to know that you matter. When you iron your clothes in the morning and you don't feel like getting out of bed, I want you to know that you matter. I want you to understand that you matter, because what you do could change somebody's life and the trajectory of what they can overcome. I want you to know that you matter because nobody ever told me that I mattered. I want you to know that you matter because you got people that's dependent on you right now. You may have some kids. You may have some younger siblings. You may have mom, dad, grandma, auntie. There's somebody out there that's dependent on you. So I want you to know that you matter. That you have the ability. And you have the tools. And the power. And all of the amazing characteristics that are on the inside of you are ready to come out and come to fruition, and ready to see you walking your purpose and who you were called to be and what you were called to do. Because you and I are the aspirin to somebody's headache. How long are you gonna let them suffer? So I want you to know that you matter. Because I remember my 8th grade teacher told me I'll never be anything in life. I'll either be dead or in jail. So I want you to know that you matter. I'm telling you that I'm dependent on you because you matter. And nobody can tell you what you can't overcome if they never been through it. So I want you to trust the process. I want you to stay 10 toes down. I want you to understand that you can prove them wrong, because I want you to know. So I need you to stay 10 toes down when all you have is you. All it takes is an ounce to believe in yourself. All it takes is an ounce to have the ability to recreate history and make it happen. Because you can't dream all day with no action. So I'm challenging you with staying 10 toes down, because you may feel like nobody supports you, because they told you that it would never happen. I need you to stay 10 toes down because you have the ability to do it. you can turn your dreams into a reality. You have the ability to leave a legacy. And I need you to stay 10 toes down because I'm dependent on you to turn your dreams into a reality. I need you to stay 10 toes down when nobody is clapping for you. I need you to stay 10 toes down when your back is against the wall and you have no choice or no opportunity, so you gotta come out swinging. Because I support you. I'm rooting for you. I'm cheering for you from the sideline. I'm your biggest fan. I'm telling you that you can do it. I'm telling you that you're phenomenal and amazing and that you have the ability to recreate history because I know that you can stay 10 toes down. I remember when my dad would call my grandmother and my grandmother would tell me that my father was coming to get me, and I would be so excited and all the emotions and all the feelings that I had. And he never came. I stood at the screen door for 2 or 3 days waiting on my father, hoping and wishing that he would come. And he never came. So I told myself as I got older that one day I'm going to have kids and my kids will never know what it feels like not to have their father. Because I know what it feels like. I know what the heartbreak feel like. I know the emotions and the feelings and the thoughts and everything that you're going through. So I want you to know that you matter. I remember when my 8th grade teacher told me I'd never be anything. I remember when I got molested at 10 years old by my babysitter. I remember when my mom would text me and she would text me at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and tell me they putting a taser to my head. Do you feel that? But I still had to understand on what my calling and what my purpose was because I had to understand that I mattered. So what am I telling you? I'm telling you that even though you're facing adversity right now, even though there's something that's bothering you and there's something that's harming you right now in this very moment, I'm telling you that you matter.
The more isn't by radical self-acceptance of all your pathetic flaws.
Extreme Ownership, another book you can get. It's about personal responsibility and how that will make you win as a leader. So get that book if you don't have it yet. And if you have it and you want your team to be better, get the book for your team so that they start taking ownership of the problems and then the problems start getting solved. Discipline Equals Freedom, field manual. It's out. Thanks to everyone that bought it and made it into a bestseller, a New York Times bestseller, a Wall Street Journal bestseller. Those things are cool. Guess what? Appreciate all you out there buying the book, spreading the word. Everyone that sent pictures of 12 books stacked up that you're buying for everyone on your team or everyone you know, or you're buying them for Christmas and your dad and your uncle. Thank you for doing that. Because not only did it help the book do well and continue to help the book do well, it's also going to help those people out, in my opinion.
Agree.
Not that everyone's going to get it. Some people are going to go, this book is stupid.
Impossible.
You know,
Look at it.
And what we talked about earlier, some people read the book and they go, oh, I already knew that. Well, of course you did, but why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it? Because someone obviously thinks you need to do it. So, okay, you get it. That's fine. Yeah. You know what you're supposed to do. Guess what? We all know what we're supposed to do. We all know what's going to improve our station in life and what's going to make it worse. Why aren't you doing the things that you're supposed to do? Question. I don't know.
Now you got a manual.
I actually do know. You want to know why? Because you lack the discipline. You lack the discipline to do the things you know you're supposed to do. Don't.
Oh, you might also lack the fear. It's like it actually matters if you don't do it. It matters if you leave things undone. You leave the world in an uncompleted state. And it hurts. It hurts you, it hurts your family, it hurts your society, and it hurts the world. So if you're laying there being useless and not getting at it, then you're contributing to the catastrophe. And it's that simple. So it actually matters if you do it. And I think sometimes people don't do it because they don't understand that. You know, they're down on themselves. They don't think they matter. It's like, you matter a lot more than you think you do. And actually that's rather frightening. You know, because you think, well, wouldn't it be nice if everybody mattered? It's like, you got to think that through. If what you do matters, you better look out. So get at it, because you're going to pay for it if you don't. So.
Thank you. Yes, I obviously agree with that. And a lot of people have been asking for the audio version. And like I said, it's on the MP3 platforms. It's on Google Play, iTunes, Amazon Music, Spotify.
Yes.
Spotify. I think you can ask your Alexa to play it, right? If you have that digital thing in your that.
If it's on Amazon Music, I think it automatically does it. I don't know for sure, but you know.
If you need some leadership support training at your team or your business, Echelon Front, that is the leadership consulting company. It's me, Leif Babin, JP Donnell, Dave Burke. info@echelonfront.com. We'll come and get after it with you and your leadership team. If you want to keep this conversation going, you can hit all of us up on the interwebs, on Twitter, Instagram, and on the Facebook. Echo is at Echo Charles. I am at Jocko Willink. And Jordan is Jordan B. Peterson on Twitter, Jordan B. Peterson on YouTube, and Dr. Jordan B. Peterson on Facebook. And like I said, you also have the podcast as well. Echo, do you have any closing thoughts?
That's it. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for the invitation. It's been great.
You want to get better? You want to self-improve? Stop looking for a shortcut and find your guts and your passion and your drive and find your will.
With the feeling of running out of time comes pressure, anxiety, fear. Some people try to snuff out everybody around them who's becoming what you wish you were. Envy and jealousy, depression and eating disorders, and all come to help us cope with all of these issues where we are not progressing as well as we thought because we are running out of time.
You cannot expect yourself to feel good about your day when you're including negative and dysfunctional people in your day. So what their childhood friends? So what their family? We have a responsibility to walk in the direction of peace. I want to enjoy myself. I want to smile. I actually want to feel good about the people that are around me.
None of us wake up and say, today is the day I destroy my life. What we do is we make these teeny tiny decisions. All day long, these tiny decisions that take you so far off track. And then you wake up like I did and you look at your life and you think, how the hell did I get here? And you have no idea.
It has never been so easy to spend the best hours of your days chasing distractions. You can be distracted or you can get epic work done. You can't do both.
If you go back to the people that love you, be very careful of taking their advice in an area they're not successful. Furthermore, if you wanted to get in great shape, why in the world would you take advice from somebody who tells you, this doesn't work? You start taking advice from somebody who's not even in great shape, who's not even fit, and they steal your fitness dream. Take counsel from people who are successful in the area you're trying to be successful in. You have to compartmentalize success.
Watch out with the relationships you have. What kind of person are you becoming because of the relationships that you have right now? Do those people contribute to you? Do they help you grow and develop yourself? What kind of person are you becoming? People can affect us. Our peers can affect us. Our environment can affect us. Just working consciously to overcome the poverty consciousness that I was raised in. The feeling constantly of saying, Les Brown, you deserve this. It's not too good to be true. It's true because you've earned it. The old-fashioned way. You have worked for it.
A lot of moods flying around. A lot of emotions, a lot of anger. So feeling safe and feeling secure is very important to me, and I think it's very important to every single person. I think that God created us to feel safe, secure, confident, and bold. That's what's in your spiritual DNA.
Are you carrying weights that had nothing to do with you, that were completely out of your control? Are you being victimized by you?
Come on, you don't have to radically do something. You can gain momentum and make changes as you go. Just start. It doesn't take much for you to feel good about yourself. Just commit it to a new direction and you feel good. Self-esteem starts to accelerate.
Happiness is a choice. If I think I can only be happy if they like me, you're not going to be happy. You can't please everybody. God doesn't expect you to please everybody. You don't have to please everybody. You don't need everybody's approval to be happy. No matter what you do, somebody's going to disagree with you, and disapproval doesn't have to ruin your happiness.
You have that as a choice. You actually do. You don't wake up in the morning and negativity, dysfunction, problems, and issues just randomly pop up. These are the people that you have decided to include in your life. So the outcome of your day, your hour, your minute, your week, your month, and your year, always dysfunctional. It's always draining because these are the type of people you've decided to include in your day-to-day life.
Because in a situation where you got a point here, am I going to please God in this situation or am I going to please this person? When you take that long look and realize, I'm going to give an account today for every word I say, it's going to change. It's going to give you confidence. It's going to give you courage. It's going to give you the ability to stand up and be a man in a situation that is constantly trying to put pressure on you to be politically correct or socially acceptable.
Now, life will try to make you feel like you're anything but amazing. Disappointments, betrayals will try to steal your sense of value. But all through the day, despite what thoughts are telling you, you need to remind yourself, I am amazing. I am a masterpiece. I have been wonderfully made. People may try to make you feel average. You're amazing. Have you ever said that to yourself? It has to start on the inside.
I'm willing to suffer in moving towards my target. I'm going to get knocked down, I got to get up. The race is going to be painful. I'm going to get tired. I'm going to get fatigued. I'm going to get rejected. I'm going to have all kinds of suffering to get to that finish line. And I'm willing to accept that suffering in order to win. And you need to accept the suffering as well.
See, when you start growing, when you start changing the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you act, the way you respond to things, when you start saying no, if people can put you on a guilt trip, they will. And use you and abuse you over and over and over again. You got to draw the line. Don't go through life feeling like you're powerless. Victims are people that are powerless. You're not powerless. You are powerful.
And an apple a day, committed to finally having a health program that'll make you the healthiest you've ever been in the next 20 years, all you got to do is munch on that first apple. But you munch on that first apple and say, this is the beginning of developing a health program that's going to make me so healthy I'll have the vitality to do whatever I want to do for the next 30 years of my life. You don't need some dramatic vision. Just begin something. That's how easy it is to change your life. You just get back on a better track. It's a small journey to changing direction.
I wonder what your life would look like if you went back to your moments of rejection, and rather than cry, get angry, you analyze those moments and reframe them as protection or projection. I wonder if you'd find keys that would unlock new paths in life that are far beyond what you can think or imagine. I wonder if buried beneath your pain and unfortunate circumstances is treasure that you could cash in.
Don't give away your power. You don't need their approval. You don't need their encouragement. They don't have to validate you. It's good when it happens, but if you're depending on it to feel secure, then if they don't do it, you're going to feel inferior. Don't put your identity, your value into somebody else's hands. Somebody that loves you very much, they cannot keep you approved, validated, feeling secure. Even good people can't give you everything you need.
Are you going to go through the type of suffering that gets you closer to your dream, or the suffering that moves you further away? It's the unnecessary suffering that these haters put you through that isn't fair to you. It's the suffering of emotion you feel. It's the suffering of fear you feel, of wanting to please everybody. This is what I'd call false suffering, suffering with no finish line.
That's not who you are. That's just a perverted use of your power that you aren't satisfied with. And you've got the power to change that. Wherever you are, how, I don't know. But I know you've got the power to do that. It really doesn't matter what has happened to you. See, the only thing that really matters is what are you going to do about it? That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Because now you start to realize all of these years, and I still have not attained what I really wanted to attain in my life. And I am running out of time.
You would not hang out with people that talk to you the way you talk to yourself. So get out of your head. Your feelings are screwing you. I don't care how you feel. I care about what you want. And if you listen to how you feel when it comes to what you want, you will not get it because you will never feel like it. And you need to get outside your comfort zone. It's not about taking risks. It's about getting outside your comfort zone.
Meditation won't get you there. Getting better isn't a hack or a trick or a one change that you need to make. Getting better is a campaign. It's a daily, a weekly, it's an hourly fight. An incessant fight that doesn't stop against weakness and against temptation and against laziness. It's a campaign of discipline. It's waking up early and going to bed late and grinding out every second in between.
You've got to chisel your character out of the raw material of yourself, just like a sculptor. Everything that happens to you, good or bad, is an opportunity for building your character. Character doesn't refer to other people. It doesn't refer to having power over other people or getting other people to follow you. Character is something that you have and that you are. Character is the person you are after you've chiseled and have gotten past all the unnecessary material to what's underneath.
You don't have anything to give that you don't have. So you have to keep your own self full. That's your job. That your real work is to figure out where your power base is and to work on the alignment of your personality with the real reason why you're here. That's the number one thing you have to do, is to work on yourself and keep your cup full. Keep yourself full.
Do you remember the last time you felt rejected? Was it a guy that never returned a phone call? Or maybe it was someone in your life who never thought you were good enough, no matter what you did to try to impress them. We all know rejection hurts. It makes us feel like we're not good enough. It causes us to question ourselves and doubt our future. I submit to you that rejection isn't something we should be afraid of. And it sure isn't something that should make us get discouraged, depressed, or work unhealthy amounts of hours just to prove to the world that we are somebody worth loving and paying attention to.
It's always going to be based on the people that you decided to include in your day, your week, your month, your year, your minute, your hour. When you go to sleep at night, how are you going to feel about your day? Stop running around acting as if you don't have a choice. You do have a choice. You love rumors, you love issues, you love problems, you love it. That's why at the end of every night you are drained, because you are submerged yourself in dysfunctional things, people, and situations. Stop running around acting as if you have nothing to do with the people, things, and situations in your life.
Some people are better takers than givers. If you're gonna draw, give on the level that you draw from. Because little by little, that depletion just happened. It is a gradual decline until all of a sudden it feels like people have gotten tired of you. They've not gotten tired of you. They've gotten tired of carrying something that's not giving back on the level that it's taking.
People of character are usually well loved by everyone around them, because character is what's left after charisma is gone. Character is the result of hundreds and hundreds of choices you may make that gradually turn who you are at any given moment into who you want to be. It's something you weren't born with, and that you must take responsibility for making.
Whatever it is that you want in life, it matters. And I wish we lived in a world where people decided to elevate each other instead of knock each other down. I wish that people made a habit out of lifting each other up instead of telling people to stay down. Like, life is too short. Life is too small of a window for all of us to sit there and just tell everybody that we can't. Do you know how powerful it is when someone tells you that you can? When someone believes in you because of who you are and what you're capable of and because you matter.
Perspective is vital in a person's life. How we view things is how we do things. And so when a person gives me their viewpoint, I already know what course of action they're going to take. How I view my stuff, how I view my possessions is going to determine what I do with those possessions.
I don't think adversity by itself builds character, and I certainly don't think that success erodes it. You can build character by how you respond to what happens in your life. You build character out of certain qualities that you must create and diligently nurture within yourself. But the really amazing thing about character is that if you're sincerely committed to making yourself into the person you want to be, you'll not only create those qualities, you'll strengthen them. Character sustains itself and nurtures itself, even as it's being put to work and tested and challenged.
Credit goes to our awesome patrons who make videos like this one possible. Consider joining them to support our work. You can also support us by subscribing to our channel and clicking the bell button to get notified when our new videos are released. And as always, thank you for watching.
Hi, welcome back to Mind Control, where we inspire and motivate you. Hope you enjoy the video.
No, focus is a terrible thing. Kids don't follow you. Wealth doesn't follow you. Love doesn't follow you. You have no focus. You date everybody. You flirt with everybody. Eventually you end up lonely and empty because your efforts never focus. It was cute at 20. It's a mess at 40 because you have no focus. Almost as bad as no focus is wrong focus. Wrong focus is when you should be committed to this, you are worried about that. Wrong focus. Fighting the wrong battle. Arguing about the wrong thing. Putting right efforts in wrong places means you have wrong focus. You are eating the fruits today of yesterday's focus. Where you are right now is a result of the focus you put in 10 years ago. I was mentoring a young man and I told him, I said, what you slay in your 30s, you will eat in your 50s. Be careful what you slay. If you slay nothing in your 30s, you will starve in your 50s. You have to have a plan, a strategy, a long-range plan of where you're trying to go with your life. That's what mentoring is all about. Worse than that is not to slay anything all the way into your 50s and then not be prepared for your 70s. Because at your 70s, you're going to eat the bounty of your focus in your 50s. And you spend all of your time trying to straighten out the neighbors and chasing down rumors and worried about what people say and managing what people think about you and worried about your image and worried about what's going on over in Korea somewhere. Wrong focus.
Concentration. Focused concentration. You've got to identify your target. Let nothing stand in your way.
You've got to keep your eye on the target until you've released the arrow. Let nothing capture your attention unless it's in the best interest of your ambition. Let not an obstacle come before you without getting around it, going over it, going under it, trying a different path until you get there. Concentration in sports is crucial. The consummate professional on the field or on the court won't hear the jeering of the crowd. Their concentration keeps all noise and clutter at bay. They have one thing in mind, and that's moving the ball. You have to have just one thing in mind, keeping on track, closing out all the noise and the clutter that gets in your way, going around all the obstacles of negativity and influence. In a tennis match, how long does it take for your opponent to return the ball? Not very long. And what if you lose your concentration? Game's over. One little slip of concentration, just that fast, one little slip of concentration. Your opponent puts the ball by your feet, and there goes the tennis match. In a major presentation, just lose your concentration for a flash of a second. And I'm telling you, you could lose it all. All the hard work, all the long hours, all the preparation, all the momentum building to that crucial presentation could be gone if you don't keep your concentration. If you don't watch your audience, if you don't keep your mind on what you're doing, if you don't keep focused on the task at hand, it could slip right on by you. Wherever you are, be there. Whatever you're supposed to be doing for the moment, do it. You can't be thinking of everything you have to do at one time, all the time. You have to concentrate on just one thing at a time, one project, one job. You have to take it one task at a time and complete it. Do what you've set out to do. Keep your mind only on that one task. Why? If you don't, you won't accomplish anything. Concentration takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of discipline to demand privacy, to keep the do not disturb sign on your door while you're in the middle of an important job. It takes a lot of discipline not to answer the phone every time it rings at home. That's why they make voicemail and answering machines, so you don't have to answer the phone every time it rings. Your family will appreciate an uninterrupted dinner hour. Your night work will get done a whole lot faster. Concentrate on the work at hand and demand of yourself the discipline to stay focused. If you have a long list of things to get done within a day, do the toughest ones while your concentration is at its peak. If you're a morning person, get the job done in the morning. Don't wait until the evening when your energy is all spent. No, do the jobs that need the most concentration when your body is best able to handle them. If you're a night person, save those tough jobs for the night, not in the morning when you've still got cobwebs in your brain. Learn your body's rhythms and do the jobs that need the most concentration when you're able to do them best. When you're at work, be at work. When you're in a conference, be in that conference. Don't let your mind wander. Stay focused. Stay focused on the task at hand or the company you're with. Don't let your mind wander during conversations. You never know what important points you'll miss. Stay focused. Stay true to where you are and what you're doing. Use your discipline to keep your mind in line. When you recognize the need to concentrate more, when you recognize this need, and when you discipline yourself to stay focused, it will come easier and easier. Focused concentration can be learned. Focused concentration can become a habit. If you work on it every day, the easier it comes, the less energy you'll waste on making your mind you. Number one cornerstone of an ambitious person: concentration. Focus, concentration. Make your mind pay attention. Discipline yourself to be where you are. Work at work and play at play. Don't mix the two. Concentrate. Give your job the attention it deserves. Give your family the attention they deserve. Wherever you are, be there. Concentrate.
I want to ask you, and I know you've done things you feel good about, things that you can pat yourself on the back for, but how many of you know if you had your life to live over again, you could have done more than what you've done thus far? Raise your hands, please. Now, that proves the point that what we do and what we accomplish in life is only a tip of the iceberg for you. And so I want you to think about three major goals as you look at your life right now and look forward into the future. This is a very challenging time. As we begin to reflect on our lives in this milestone, so I want you to think about three major goals in three areas. Number one, I want you to think about some personal goal. My first personal goal was to buy my mother a home. And I used to walk around these big, beautiful mansions, and I said, Mama, and she said, what is it, boy? I said, when I become a man, I'm going to buy you a big, beautiful home just like this. And I did that, bought her 4 different homes before she passed. Next thing is I want you to think about your financial goal. One of the goals that I wanted to do was become financially independent. People say money won't make you happy, but everybody won't find out for themselves. And let me tell you something, fellas, even if you're as homeless as I am, you got some money, women will find something cute on you. I want you to think about a financial freedom number, that once you earn that amount of money, you'll be debt-free. Once you earn that amount of money, it will alleviate a great deal of stress. Once you earn that amount of money, you'll be able to spend more time with yourself and with your family members and be able to donate to causes that you feel strongly about. I want you to just pull that up mentally for yourself. And then whatever that number is, I want you to multiply it 100 times. Because I've found that most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss. I realize that most people fail in life because they've done what I did the first part of my life. Aim too low and hit. And many don't aim at all. Now I want you to think about your social contribution. Horace Mann said we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind. One of the goals I have is to reduce the number of women who die from breast cancer. Mama was a 22-year breast cancer conqueror. One of the goals owner and I have, teaching people how to tell their story, how to make an impact, how to give people hope, and create an experience that will challenge them to expand their skill set and to develop collaborative, achievement-driven relationships and build a financial empire. But as you think about these three goals, your personal goal, your financial goals, your career goals, and your social contribution, let us say together with conviction, it's possible. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as we look at our goals and dreams, every day we have to begin to revamp our thinking. We have to begin to sell ourselves on the ability to do that, to say it's possible, and we have to convince ourselves of that on an ongoing basis. Because we live in a world where we're told more about our limitations rather than our potential. Dr. Carter G. Woodson said, if you can determine what a man shall think, you never have to concern yourself with what he will do. He said, if you can make a man feel inferior, you never have to compel him to seek an inferior status, for he will seek it himself. And if you can make a man feel justly an outcast, you never have to order him to go to the back door. He'll go without being told. And if there's no door, his very nature will demand one. So every day you have to begin to work on yourself. I never forget a gentleman that I'll talk to today, Mr. Leroy Washington. I met him my junior year in high school. I came in his classroom looking for MacArthur Stevens. And he said, young man, go to the board and work this problem out for me. And I said, sir, I can't do that. And he said, why not? I said, I'm not one of your students. He said, go to the board and work the problem out anyhow. And I said, I can't do that, sir. And the other students started laughing, saying, he's Leslie. He's got a twin brother, Wesley. Wesley's a smart twin. He's the dumb twin. And the students laughed, and he came from behind his desk. He looked at me, and I said, I am, sir. And he said, don't you ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. That was a turning point in my life. On one hand, I was humiliated, but on the other hand, I was liberated. Because he looked at me with the eyes of Goethe, who said, look at a man the way that he is, he only becomes worse. But look at him as if he were what he could be, then he becomes what he should be. There are people who will say you're not qualified. There are people who won't give you a shot. When you have goals and dreams, think it not strange that you face the fiery furnaces of this world. You will have tribulation. Didn't say you might. You will. It's going to be extremely challenging for you. But here's what I can say to you. You are different. You're uncommon. You have an uncommon desire to control your own future. One great American said, I choose not to be a common man. It's my right to be uncommon if I can. I seek opportunity, not security. I do not wish to be a kept citizen, humbled and dulled by having the state look after me. I want to take the calculated risk, to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. I refuse to live from hand to mouth. I prefer the challenges of life to the guaranteed existence. The thrill of fulfillment to the still calm of utopia. I will never cower before any master nor bend to any threat. It's my heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid, to face the world boldly and say, this I have done. An uncommon desire to control your destiny. Give yourselves a round of applause.
We'd like to thank you so much for watching till the end. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Please also like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and families. Please watch our other motivational videos. Thank you again.
Mr. Shoaff said to me, I don't think your current bank balance is a true indicator of your level of intelligence. I was happy to hear that. He said, I think you have plenty of talent and ability, and that you're much smarter than your bank balance indicates. And that turned out to be true. I was much smarter. My question to him was, then why isn't my bank balance bigger? And he said, you don't have enough reason for accomplishing great things. If you had enough reasons, you could do incredible things. You have enough intelligence, but not enough reason. That's the key. If you had enough reason. In my years of study, I've also discovered this. Reasons come first, and answers come second. Life has a strange way of hiding all the answers and disclosing them only to people who have been inspired to look for them, who have reasons to look for them. Put another way, when you know what you want, and you want it badly enough, you will find ways to get it. The answers, the methods, the solutions will become evident to you. Hey, what if you had to be rich? Are there any books and tapes on the subject? The answer is yes. There are plenty of good ones. But if you don't have to be rich, you probably won't read the books or listen to the tape. What drives us to find the answers is necessity. So work on your reasons first, answers second. Now, what are some of the reasons for doing well? It varies from person to person. I'm sure that if you did a little soul searching, you could come up with a fairly strong list of reasons why you want to accomplish great things. There are personal reasons, sometimes uniquely personal reasons. Some people do well for the recognition. Some do well because of the way it makes them feel. They love the feeling of being a winner. That's one of the best reasons.
My mom this morning knew I wasn't feeling good. She goes, honey, you need to cancel that talk. I'm like, Mom, I can't cancel on these people. It's like, you work so hard. Why does it matter? I go, Mom, I'm helping them. She goes, oh, then you need to go because they're about service. Okay, so in your life, I'll go a little bit more here, you guys. In your life, if you combine understanding your mess can be repurposed, understanding I'm just like you, understanding the RAS, understanding changing your identity, understand bending time, you have a shot. Combined with this industry, combined with the information you're getting. But if you don't change your identity, do you know how many people I've had as friends that got wealthy that aren't anymore? More than I have that are still wealthy. Do you know how many friends I have who lost a lot of weight and got in shape and aren't in shape anymore? Do you know how many friends I have that had a great relationship and marriage that aren't in that relationship or marriage? Does this sound familiar to you? Do you want to know why? Their internal thermostat and all that crap back. I ain't going back. I know where I am. I got to change that thermostat. By the way, you change the thermostat through your association. Change the thermostat. By the way, associations read books, follow them on social media, listen to their podcasts, their audios, all that stuff. Subscribe to my podcast. It's on iTunes. Listen to my YouTube. It's all free. I make no money. This is work. My podcast costs me about $1 million. I do it to help people. I'm here today to help you. I was paid to be here today, but it's one of the only things I do to get paid anymore, to help. I'm here to help. I'm here to change your life. I spent the first 45 years of my life building my legacy and my dream, and I want to spend the second half helping other people build theirs. I feel like it's my calling and my mission in my life is to help people. It's sort of my form of ministry. I trickle God in there just a little bit, but not enough to be offensive. I give people the tools, skills, and inspiration to do it. I want to change the world. I want 1 billion people to change their lives and be a force for good. And let me explain to you why. I think the world is more screwed up and divided than it's ever been in the history of mankind. You're either a Democrat or a liberal or a Republican or a this or a that or black against white. If you in our country right now, evidently, if you're a white male, your enemy are brown people who are coming across our border, right? If that's not your enemy, then if you're a Christian, your enemy is a Muslim. That's not your enemy, then if you're black, your enemy is white privileged males, right? By the way, really your enemy, if they're a Christian, white privileged, successful
married male, then they're really bad guys, right? And what we do is we enemy each other constantly in this world. We're more divided than we've ever been. People are broke. They're struggling. They want to blame somebody. The bottom line is people don't like their lives. They're not happy with their lives. They're looking for someone to blame. Politicians, Trump and Obama, I don't care who you like, they're both incredible at getting you to subtly blame someone else for your conditions.
Know the confidants, and every person, not just every leader, every person needs a few confidants in your life with whom you can be transparent, and then you won't be so lonely all the time. This man is in cave because there's nobody walking with him. There's nobody who's got his rhythm. There's nobody who's got his pace. And then there are constituents. And this is the vast majority. This is the big category of what happens in church. Constituents are distinctly different from confidants. Confidants are for you. Constituents are for what you are for. They line up with the cause. They're called to the cause. They join your church because you feed homeless people. They join your church because of your foreign missions. They join your church because you're going to heaven. They join your church because you believe in faith and you teach the word. They join your church. They are not for you now. They are not for you. They are for what you are for. They're going your way. They are for what you're for. What's the highway we came in on? What's the number? I-5. You're on I-5. They're on I-5. You're going in the same direction. They're going your way. They are for what you are for. They're not for you. And you have to understand that because they're attracted to the direction you're going in. But if they see a car that will get them there quicker, they will leave you because they were never for you. They were for where you were going. And if somebody else can get them there quicker than you, they will hop out of your car and dive into their car and go down the road because they were never attracted to you. They were attracted to your direction. And these are constituents. They are for what you are for. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that until you mistake a constituent for a confidant. And you have a personal relationship with a public person and you think they are there for you, and they were never there for you. They were there for what you were for. And then there are comrades. The third category is comrades. Now, comrades are not for you, and they are not for what you are for. They are just against what you are against. They're comrades. They are attracted to you because you have a common enemy, and they will be with you as long as the fight exists. But when the fight is over, they are gone. It's like the past election. I'm going to be very careful because we get in politics, we'll all be fighting. In the past election, when McCain and Hillary Clinton got together to attack Obama, McCain and Clinton wouldn't get together about nothing except they were both against Obama. Sometimes people only join you because you have a common enemy. They're comrades. They're with you in the struggle. And in the trenches, they're wearing your uniform. But when the fighting stops, you will be attacked in your own foxhole. If you bring a comrade too close to you, when your comrade gets through shooting at who you're shooting at, they will shoot you. Because they were never for you, and they were never for what you were for. They were just against what you were against. You'd be surprised at the people who fight against stuff, just all kinds of stuff, abortion, same-sex marriage, all kinds of stuff. They're against the same stuff, but they're not for each other. They join together in the fight. You, as a leader, have to know why people hooked up with you. Because if you misallocate a person into the wrong category, you will be brokenhearted and wounded and end up in the cave because you thought a constituent was a confidant, thought a comrade was a constituent. When the fight was over, they got shot in your own foxhole. And I don't care what you hear about on TV, there is no such thing as friendly fire. A bullet is a bullet. Where in the all fireability did we get friendly fire from? Get closer. Friendly fire. There is no friendly fire. You shot me. What is a friendly bullet? A bullet go in your hind end saying, I like you, you know? Woo, you know, what's up with that?
Because success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Who's with me on this, right? You make everybody else feel great. I mean, it's a horrible example. I hate it, but we all know an extraordinary spirit that took his own life just recently. Probably lit up more human beings than almost anybody alive when it comes to humor and joy. He made everybody else feel happy but himself. It's sad. You don't want that to be you. If there's any gift he can give besides his joy is the evidence of what you don't want to move towards. Nobody in this room is going to move towards that, but we do it at a little level. We die a little bit along the way by giving up what we really desire and believe in. And my goal is to make sure to see if we can wake that up. So, and by the way, fulfillment is as unique as there are people. Achievement, there's laws, right? You do this. Money, there are laws. Your body, there's laws. We all have biochemical, special, unique identities, but there's certain fundamentals. If you do them in mass, you're going to be overweight. If you do them differently, you're going to be fit and strong. Same thing with money. But fulfillment is as unique as art. Art is what one person thinks is beautiful, somebody else can think is ugly, and that's perfectly fine. Have you ever gone to an art museum and you see this big red hit square and they go, $10 million. You go, you gotta be kidding me. $10 million for a freaking square? I'll draw you a square. But someone else, no, look at the texture, the taste, the flavor. I can taste the paint from here. They have a different way of being fulfilled, right? So those are the two kind of lessons of life. So this is what I'd like to do to help you with both those today if you want to play with. Number one, let's take a look at what will give you the edge. Who's up for having a competitive edge in anything you do? Say I. And it's not BS and it's not positive thinking. It's something you can test because the edge is what's going to get more out of you. Second, I'd like to show you how to create a breakthrough. Who here has an area of your life where there's something you've struggled with for a while and you're sick of struggling with it and you're sick of making excuses and you want to actually change it today? Who's got one of those in your life? Say I. If you want to play full out, I can show you that. And the third element really affects the other two, and it's really the one that affects business and life, and that's the power of engagement. All of these are tied to engagement.